Hello everybody, Bubbles Zest here, and this is Hearts of Iron 4. In today's video, we are going to be playing as Australia, and we are going to be replacing the British Empire with the Australian. So, let's get started. We're going to do Never Another Gallipoli, go up to speed 5, and begin. Next up, abandoning the Westminster system. Just a few events, just a few. Immediately, we are going to ban communism, because we plan on flipping to the Centre Party. However, we cannot do the next focus until our autonomy increases. So, instead, we're going to do 2 naval focuses, Cockatoo Island shipyards and Kangaroo Point dry dock. Both of these are 35 days and give us 2 dockyards. So effectively, it's 4 dockyards for 70 days. That's pretty good. Anyway, we have over 100 political power, so let's hire ourselves the army organisation expert. There we go. The dockyard double is done. However, our autonomy is still not high enough, so instead, let's do the standard gauge railway. Luckily, doing Abandon Westminster increases our autonomy, so we only have to wait another focus or so, and then we should be able to do it. Thank goodness. Just need to wait a few more days. Come on. There we go. We can now support the Centre Party. Although, we don't really need to. I mean, the extra support is nice, but just the -10 a day will give us more than enough support. Now we're going to be meddling in Indonesia by supplying Indonesian nationalists. Look at that, we can't even cancel this focus. Hoi4 says, you did it and you have to see it through. For the moment as well, we're going to be saving up political power. We're going to need it for some other things, so it's better not to spend it. Yet again, we need autonomy and stuff to go up. So, back to industry. God, you can tell this is a together for victory tree, when all this focus gives us is just a single industry boost. You wouldn't make a focus like this anymore. Still not enough? Great. Okay, Westralia, have some railways. Alright, it's now time for us to flip to the Centre Party. And I know what you're thinking, Bubbles, you don't have the fascist demagogue. But that's okay, our fascist support is already over 60%, which means we can hold the referendum and flip without them. There's a very simple way to save 150 political power. And finally, we can support the Indonesian uprising. Oh and hi, it's Eric Campbell. At least he has a hat. Although, is it the best hat? Probably not. Look at that. Literally no one in the Dutch East Indies are democratic anymore. Apart from this guy. No wonder he looks so concerned. Here we go. The Indonesian order has risen up. Right, let's send them some support. 4 divisions. Okay. There you go. Next up for us, protect the Southwest Pacific. We must do this before we declare independence, so now is the time. If this focus works, we should get British Malaya for free. Of course, all our volunteers are going to do is help take Batavia, and that should do it. Don't know how long that will take, but I don't think it will take too long. And there they are. Get going. Come on, Britain, hand over Malaya. You know you want to. Thank you. And now we're going to go all the way back over to the industry tree. Sure, South Australia Housing Trust. Australian Malaya. But that's the first part of our goal today completed. What I want to do today is to puppet all of the dominions, including the UK. That's what I mean by replacing the British Empire. We are going to become the puppet master. And there we go. The Indonesian order has won. And just in time too, we can now become free. It's also time for us to say goodbye to the Allies. So, sorry Neville, we have to go our own way. Immediately though, we're going to justify on the DEI. I know, we're being so two-faced again. We helped them become independent, and what do? We justify on them. But the best thing is, now that we have Australia and Malaya, we have a direct border with the Indonesian order, which makes invading them just slightly easier. Of course, we are going to do some naval invasions, but you know what I mean. Now, since we are free, there is one other thing we can do, and that is demand New Zealand. The thing is though, this focus has an unbelievably low chance of succeeding. I believe it's like a 1 in 50 chance, but why not? You know, might as well. Well, who didn't see that one coming? Oh well. Now let's establish the Advisory War Council. Thanks to that extra political power, we can hire ourselves the infantry genius. Look at that. He must be one of the best infantry advisors in the game. Attack plus 15, defense plus 20. Damn. Anyway, National Security Act next. Let's see what we can do about this Great Depression. Finally, justification is ready. Let's go. I have a load of naval invasions going to certain islands. I'll attack from North Borneo down to this one, and the cavalry will take this side of Papua. Should be easy enough. Since Indonesia mostly has a load of tiles instead of victory points, we're going to have to do a lot of tile grabbing to capitulate them. But that's okay, should be easy. They don't have that many divisions. We can finally do Army Inventions Directorate and get the 3rd research slot. Seriously, we've been on 2 since the start of the game. Come on. 1% to go. Good. Of course, puppets, rights, reps. Perfect. And the Australian East Indies is here. Okay, time to reorganise this army again. Delete. Recruit and deploy. Australian East Indies. Copy. Edit. Artillery. Artillery saved. We are going to be training up 48 of these divisions. That's all we need. Although we have quite a bit of a deficit, but I think we'll be able to deal with it. Unusually today, we are not going to be doing any Lend-Lease. We are going to be building everything ourselves. Great. Now let's work on the Great Depression again with civil construction corps. God, it is so nice though. You have no idea how useful an extra research slot is when you only have 2. And deploy. Wow, 42 already. So, we need these divisions to get to Europe safely, and how are we going to do that? We could send them in wartime, but that's no good. They definitely get convoy raided. Luckily, there is an easier way. Since we have military access from Italy, we can just send them over in a defense order. There they go. So, no convoy raiding, no nothing. They'll be in Europe when we need them. Imagine being Italy though. They're going to have to take in a load of Australian Indonesian divisions. That is going to look so weird. And there we go. Already, we have all 48 divisions. I've learnt through all the times I've invaded the UK that at minimum you need 48 divisions to take them down, at least easily. I'm sure you can do it with less, but better safe than sorry. And if we get any extra divisions, I'll use them to defend Australia itself. I'm already using some of Malaya's divisions. Focus, focus, focus. Department of Supply and Development. Oh, and thank you for another division. You might be thinking, why didn't I do the small arms factory? It gives 2 mils. And that's quite simple. Allied Works Council gives 4 thivs, and I'd rather do that instead. I would do small arms at this point, but there's something else that is a tiny bit more important, and that's Volunteer Defence Corps. Not really. It's the focus beneath it that actually is important. So, it begins. Immediately, we're going to do citizen military forces. And now it's time for us to get involved. Unusually, we're not going to justify on France, because there's no need to. We still have the war goal we got on New Zealand earlier, and that allows us to do this. An immediate declaration on the UK. So, let's get that military access and plan a naval invasion. If any of you have watched this channel before, you know what naval invasion I'm going to do. 5 of them around Newcastle and Hull. It's my favourite, it's perfect, it does everything I need it to do. So, no complaints really. There we go. Send in everyone. You can join the Axis if you want to, I don't think it's that important. Right, time to activate the naval invasion. The Navy is already in Wilhelmshaven because I got docking rights from Germany before the war. It's so much easier this way. By the way, I've also been doing sub-spam. I know, sub-spam has been nerfed. But it still works well enough for me. And in any case, we still need to get lucky. We still need to get that blip of supremacy. So let's do Strike Force and see what we get. Wow. We got supremacy immediately. Nice. Let's go. I don't know what the UK Navy is doing. It still hasn't left port. Whatever, let's go and get a port. There we go. Before Warsaw even falls, we have a port. Great, let's send in the rest of the army. Now, at this point, what we'd normally do is try and encircle London for war score, but that too has been nerfed. So today, let's just try and capitulate the UK as quickly as we can, and see how much war score we can get along the way. I think that could be interesting. Of course though, the more things change, the more they stay the same. We're still going to do encirclements, we're still going to confuse the AI. You know, standard affair. What on earth? London is empty. Well, thank you very much. Right, since we actually have access to the channel, I'm going to try something interesting. Let's see if we can't get a naval invasion on France going. Worst case scenario, we get destroyed. Best case scenario, we get some extra war score. So why not? Right, time to get lucky again. Can we get supremacy? No. Whatever. Hey, France has actually put some units in Dover, which is kind of funny. But that's good. That's more war score for us. Come on, almost there. Oh, never mind. We got it. The UK is down. We have 33% of the war score now. Good. So, we have our naval invasion ready, but let's send the other army to help Germany. Can't hurt us. There we go, we got the blip. Any port will do. I don't care which one it is. We actually got Cherbourg. Good. Good enough for me. For focus at this point, it doesn't really matter. We're not going to complete Invest in Victory in time. Okay, what's Calais doing empty? But whatever. And at the end, we have 29% of the war score. That's alright. I mean, we are trying to compete with Germany. Although it does annoy me that Germany is getting a good amount of their war score by destroying enemy planes. I think that gives too much. But whatever. Time for the peace deal. Like I said earlier, our goal today is to puppet all of the Dominions plus the UK. So let's get to it. New Zealand, South Africa. Raj, kind of expensive, so let's go for a cheap state. The same with Canada as well actually. Newfoundland, Labrador. And now we can focus on the UK. There's definitely going to be some bidding wars today, but that's okay. I don't mind if there's border gore, I just want it to look okay. Right, it's time to see what mess we've made this time. I got 54 states, Italy got 52, Germany got 48. But most importantly for us, we got all of the puppets that we wanted. South Africa, Canada, New Zealand, India, and the jewel in the crown, the United Kingdom itself. Or, as it's now called, the Australian Protectorate of Britain. And it gets even better for us, because we clearly got the best deal out of this. We managed to puppet Iceland. Yep, I spent 20 odd points on that, and it was so worth it. Now, before any of you bring it up, yes, there are 2 Indias. But that's okay. Yes, my India isn't the real puppet, but it's close enough for me. And hey, there's some other benefits too. My India doesn't have the national spirit, agrarian society, so they're going to get so much recruitable population. With them, we basically have unlimited manpower. Or close enough. So I'd say we got a pretty good deal. And so, at this point, Australia has effectively replaced the British Empire with itself. In fact, I think there's only one other country that even stands in our way at this point, and that's Japan. Japan will eventually come after us when they do the strike on the southern resource area, but it should be easy enough to deal with them. We could just join the faction, we could just annex the UK, get their fleet, and so on. They might be our biggest opponent, but I'd say we could deal with it. So I think we can wrap this up here. It's actually been pretty fun playing Australia. I don't do it that much. In fact, I think the last time I played them was when I got their achievements, and I didn't even do a video on that. The thing with Australia's focus tree is, it's probably one of the best in the Together for Victory pack, but it's still a very small focus tree with not much to do. If it got redesigned, I would be very grateful. There's definitely much more that can be done with it. However, until next time everybody, I thank you for watching, I do hope you've enjoyed it, and until we meet again, from me, Bubbles Zest, goodbye.